I'm Tierni and this is Ethan. We're going to be demonstrating the squat exercise for you today. The squat is pretty important for athletes and non-athletes. The squat is most important for athletes due to the strengthening of the hip joints, and the explosiveness and speed mostly stems from your hips in sports. So, and the gluteus maximus as well. For non-athletes, it's a really good exercise to do on a normal basis just because it strengthens your mobility and range of motion for everyday activities such as walking, upstairs. As we get older, our range of motion tends to decrease, so it's pretty important to maintain. The squat exercise takes place in the sagittal plane of motion. It includes eccentric and concentric contraction. So there's two phases, the downward phase and the upward phase. The downward phase is when the eccentric contraction takes place, and then on your way up, the upward phase concentrically contracts your muscles. So specifically, the muscles used in the downward phase are going to be the gluteus maximus, semimembranosus, semitendinosus, and the biceps femoris. The knee joint is also in flexion with an eccentric contraction. So the primary muscles used are the rectus femoris, vastus medialis, and the ankle joint is also pretty important. It's going to be dorsiflex and the eccentric contraction. The main muscles will be the gastrocnemius, the flexor digitorum, as well as a couple other ones in your feet. So on the upward phase, the hip joint will be an extension with a concentric contraction. The primary muscles used here are the glutes, the semimembranosus, semitendinosus, and the biceps femoris again. The knee joint is going to be an extension with concentric contraction with the primary muscles being rectus femoris, vastus medialis, vastus intermedius, and the vastus lateralis. Last is the ankle joint, which is in plantar flexion with the concentric contraction. Again, it's going to include like the gastrocnemius, the tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum. So I'm going to go ahead and have Ethan demonstrate here the squat position. First, he's going to do a back squat, and he's going to put the bar on the fatty part of his back right here. His feet are going to be a little bit wider than shoulder width. So as he goes down to the downward phase, he is going to try the best, is going to try to get this parallel. His quads are going to be parallel to the floor. And then as he goes up in the upward phase, he's going to concentrically contract. The most important safety precautions when doing a squat is to make sure that your knee never compensates the toe. So this knee joint should never be above the toe or in front of the toe. That can cause a lot of strain on your knee joints and cause lower back injuries as well. So go ahead and do it one more time for me. He's going to push his butt back as far as he can, and then as he goes up, he's going to try to slowly just make it go up. So. All right, and then with the type of grip he has, it's pretty important to just have it a little bit further out than your shoulder. And as he goes down, he definitely wants to look upward and keep his chest wide and up front. So a lot of times, a lot of athletes will be put their face towards the ceiling in order to keep their form in line. Okay, so in order to spot a squatter, for instance, if you have a lot of weight on there, a spotter is definitely necessary. So the spotter is going to go behind the person squatting, and they're going to get right behind them and place their arms preferably under the armpit. And as they go down, go ahead, you're just going to follow their motion as you go down. And in case they start leaning forward, you can have a tendency to grab their chest and kind of push it back and help them. And if they start to struggle, you can grab from underneath, which is going to be your best bet as far as helping them. And then you're just going to follow all their motion. It's best not to touch them unless they start to struggle in fear of hindering the motion, the natural motion of the squat. And I think that, you want to do one more time? Go ahead. Yeah. And come right back up.